Thank you very much, William. Greetings to all the Excellency and the distinguished guests. A special thanks to the organizer for inviting me to speak about the Stella Maris network. That is one of the largest network that is helping every year thousands of seafarers, fishers and their family. Just a little bit of history. What is known as Stella Maris now was founded in 1920 with the name of Apostleship of the Sea, and mainly the chaplain and the volunteer at that time, they were visiting the ship along the Clyde River. However, by the end of the Second World War, we had 80 functioning centers around the world. Now we jump to our days, and 100 years later, we can say that the Stella Maris is a global pastoral and welfare organization that is helping thousands of seafarers and fishers when they are away from their home. We provide all kinds of assistance, especially when they are exploited, when they are working in unsafe conditions. We assist them. At the moment, we are present in 54 countries. We have over 300 chaplains and hundreds of volunteers in more than 316 ports. Our chaplains and volunteers, they visit around 70,000 ships per year. And we do that regardless nationality, religion, beliefs, or color of the skin of the crew. We have to say that the COVID-19 pandemic has made the life of the seafarers more difficult. Now, with the extended contract, there is more fatigues and more physical stress, psychological stress on them. So our chaplain, they have to increase the effort to support their family and the seafarers directly on board of the ship. During this time, we have to change our approach from ship visiting to gangway visit, and we move also to social media. We have been in touch with many of them through the different social media. Now that the situation is improving a little bit, we are back in the ports. Our policy was never to leave alone the seafarers. We have been with them in different ways, using different means to be at their side in this difficult time. Like the Secretary General of the IMO, the United Nations Assembly, and the ILO General Director, Guy Reeder, we are really concerned about the welfare of the seafarers, and we advocate for seafarers and fishers. And our best advocate is the Pope Francis, that this year has been intervening a couple of times, talking about the life of the seafarers. The first time was in June, when he sent a video encouraging the seafarers and acknowledging the difficulties that they were facing as a result of the pandemic. In August, also invited all the people to pray for the seafarers, fishers, and their family because of their difficult life. But more recently, and this was just 2 days ago, was December 20, again, the Holy Father intervened and said, "Dear brothers and sisters, the coronavirus pandemic has caused particular distress to seafarers. Many of them, an estimate 400,000 worldwide, are stuck in the ship behind the term of their contract and are unable to return home. I urge government to do everything possible so that they can return to their loved one." And I think this kind of appeal done by the Holy Father just before Christmas, we hope that will be heard by many governments, that they can take important decisions, especially on the policy of repatriation of the seafarers. What we did during this time, you have heard about this Gulf livestock, was a carrier of animals that sank in the Sea of Japan. And you can imagine this family, they were already struggling, fighting against the pandemic by themselves. And suddenly they were left alone because their breadwinner disappeared at sea. So we provide financial and psychological assistance to all the 43 families. Furthermore, in the Philippines, and I just bring the Philippines as an example, but our chaplains and volunteers around the world, they have distributed, together with the assistance of our partner, more than 3,000 relief packages and cash voucher to the seafarers and family. In the dormitory that we have in Manila, 120 seafarers that they were stranded in Manila because of the pandemic, they were accommodated free of charge for 3 months. During this time also, we were able to do a survey to identify what were the main issue for the seafarers now that with the pandemic. Many of them, they brought up the issue of the financial assistance. And as a Stella Maris, we are preparing ourselves for a long-term plan of support to the seafarers that they cannot go back to work yet. Also, our center are trying to facilitate everything that can help the seafarers. In the picture there, you see a PCR test that is done on the Stella Maris Center in Mauritius prior to embarkation. We see our chaplain visiting seafarers that they are in the hospital. Most of the time, we provide interpretation services. Our chaplains and volunteers, they have been distributing PPE equipment, mask, and sanitarian and sanitizer, both to seafarers and fishers, because our service is also for the fishers. We provide transport for anything that they need. Also, we provide a lot of information about COVID-19 to the fishers and the seafarers, because somehow the seafarers, they trust us, and they believe that we can provide them reliable information. Usually the seafarers, they are bringing the gift of Christmas to us, and in this time that is more difficult than the previous year, we are going to bring gifts to the seafarers. And you can see picture here. The Stella Maris has been busy delivering gifts in around 50 ports around the world. And we will continue to be at the side of the seafarers until this humanitarian crisis will be over. And we will work always with the international organizations, especially also the one that they are present in this webinar. We have been always working with you, and we would like to continue to do this, especially in this particular time. We can make our structure available where is possible to provide anything, even if it will be possible, vaccination to the seafarers, or transportation to the seafarers to places where they can receive the vaccination, if that is possible. And if you would like to know more about our organization, you can download Life at Sea Report 2019. And I will conclude saying thank you to all of you. If you have any more questions, I will be very happy to answer to you. So I hope I've been in the 6 minutes that I was asked to do.